swiftly on.
Welcome back to another tutorial. So this is going to be a bit of a strange one. This is something we haven't done before yet as a page, but what I'm going to be doing is a Lego tutorial because I've had so many people requesting it, because at the moment obviously I can't do Lego Club at school because none of the kids are really in school, so I'm sure you guys are missing it, as a lot of my parents have told me. Also I'm missing it because I do really enjoy doing Lego Club. So I've been trying to work out how I was going to do a Lego tutorial, so what we've done is I've gone for something that I think quite a lot of people should hopefully enjoy having a go at doing. Not everyone's going to love it, however, I will try and do as many as I can, and if you've got any ideas for it, ask your parents to send it to me and I will see if I can do it. So, in this tutorial we're going to be having a look at how to make a castle. So, I have made this castle in our tutorial now. So if you're interested in learning how to build a castle, it doesn't have to be this shape, but this will give you some good tips. Stick around and let's get building. Right, so I'm going to make this castle out of pretty much just these pieces, so just the pieces that are 4 by 2 or the pieces that have 8 on top. Mostly, for the most part, I'm going to be making them out of beige and brown pieces just because I've got a lot of them, so that's what I'm going to go for. I will occasionally need to use some pieces like this, some of the bits with 4 on top or the 2 by 2s, and I'm going to try and use white and grey pieces. You can do them up absolutely any colour you want. If you only have like multicoloured bricks, go for it, that'll be absolutely fine. I'm just trying to do it so it's probably easier to see if I use all the same colours. So I'm going to start by making a castle on this base plate. Now the first thing you need to do when you're making any building, if it's a castle, if it's a house, if it's a bank, whatever it is, you need to basically do what you call the floor plan. So you need to show, or you need to do a line of bricks to show how big everything's going to be and where you're going to put all of your bricks. So for mine, I've actually got a person, and it just happens to be a random Ninjago person, and this is only so I can see basically where I'm going to have my entrance and how big it needs to be. So my entrance is going to be obviously at the front here. So basically what I'm going to do is, next to him, I'm going to put the first brick there, and I'm going to leave the gap the same on both sides. I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3 on that side, and that is going to be how big my gates are going to be. And I've tried to put it in the middle of my board as well. It might not be perfect, I'm not going to count, I've just had a guess. So my walls on the front are going to be that long. I'm not going to make a super massive castle in this video, it's just going to be a slightly smaller one, so we're going to go across. Then I'm going to have two towers, one here, and I'm also going to have one here and one here at the back. So to do my towers, I'm now going to change the angle that I'm putting my bricks on, like that. So I want all this to be connected, and then I'm going to come round, I'm going to come across by another one of these, and I'm going to come back. This isn't going to be a massive tower, but it's going to be big enough for one of the Lego people to stand on the top, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to make sure it's square, so I'm going to do that, so I've got a square tower. I'm going to do the same on the other side, like that, down. This is so that it's symmetrical. So this is going to be one of my towers, this is going to be another tower, and this is going to be my walls. I'm going to carry on in the same way, going round, and I'm going to go, make sure you push all your bricks down as hard as you can, otherwise they're just going to fall off. I'm going to now go here, so I'm going to leave a gap of 1 dot between this brick and this brick here. So I'm going to step it in 1 dot. I'm going to do the same on both sides, like that. I'm going to carry it on. I'm going to come back, so I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, 3. Same on this side. And I think I can fit one more piece in before I do my back towers. So my back towers, I'm doing exactly the same as here. So I'm going to start with this brick here, which needs to sit in the middle of this piece, exactly the same as that. And then we have this piece here, so we're making a nice square, and we're going to have this piece here, and this piece here. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side, so this one's going to sit in the middle, like that. And then we do this. There, and that piece there. So they're going to be my back two towers, and this back wall is just going to be a flat wall. I'm just going to have it completely flat. So I'm going to step it in one dot. So I'm not going on this end here, I'm stepping it in one dot, so there's a little gap there. And then I'm just going to do a nice straight wall across the back. And that is going to be the shape of our castle, the basic shape of our castle. Now the front here, the reason I've done this is because we're going to do another layer so that you can walk along the top of this wall. Obviously not you, but see a Lego person could. So on the front we're going to leave a little gap, and then we're going to put another brick there, like that. And same on the other side. I'm going to try and keep the front mostly brown, like that. So we're going to have a double thickness wall here on the front. In fact, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this. Let's take this bit off. Do this. I'm going to go something like that. So there's a gap here and a gap there, because I think that will look better when we're finished. Oops, it's a bit ambitious trying to do two there. Like that. So they're going to be our front walls, two towers, side wall, another two towers, and the other side wall, and that is our plan for the walls on the outside finished. Right, so the first thing we're going to do now is we are going to do our towers, our front two towers. So let's do this one first. So when you're making walls for houses, castles, towers, whatever it is, you really want to try and avoid doing what I see a lot of people do, which is trying to make a wall really quickly like this. They will pile all the bricks on top of each other like this, and then they will go, yeah, that's a really, really quick wall, stick it on there, and done. Now, in Lego Club, which I run, we'll always do something called the push test, and I will personally try not to be too mean, is we will look at a wall, and if you can do this to a wall, it's not strong enough. Yeah, the reason why you can do that is because you've not made it in the way a wall should or would be made. So the way that it needs to be done is you need to overlap the bricks, which a lot of people do know, but a lot of people also don't know. So the way you're going to do it is when you have two bricks like this, is in the middle, in that gap, you're going to put one more brick like that. So you should be bridging the gap between them like that. It's exactly the same way that a brick wall is made. If you look at a brick wall, if you go outside and have a look at the side of your house, it will be like this. They will be like that in this pattern, right? So the same way you would do that is the same way we're going to do our tower. Right, so when we're doing this tower, what we're going to do is, instead of going, right, well there's an 8 brick there, so I'm going to put that straight on top of there, we're not going to do that. We're going to go in between. So where the two bricks are separate, so where this one meets this one, we're going to put a brick in between them like that. And then we're going to do the same here. So we're going to go like that. In fact, I'm going to try to make them all brown. Going to go like that. The next one, exactly the same, like that. And the next one, like that. Then when you're on to the next layer, you do exactly the same. So you don't put it on top of the same brick, or exactly where that brick is. You need to put it between two bricks to make it strong. And then you do the same. You go all the way around. That's partly the reason why I'm making it all out of these 8 pieces on top, the 2x4s, because it makes doing this a lot easier. So again, I'm not going to put it straight on top, I'm going to bridge it. So I'm going to go in between, as if I was making a brick wall, like that. And again, same thing. I'm not going on top, I'm going in between, joining them together. That, and you need to kind of now probably decide how tall I'm going to make your tower. I am going to go another layer, I think. Oops. And then I think I'm going to leave it at about that height for now. So I'm going to do all of the towers exactly like this. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've gone 7 layers high. So it's the same as having 7 bricks. So you, ideally in this castle, even, I'm going for 7 tall. Yeah, you don't have to, you can go 10, you can make it as tall as you want, you can make it a little bit lower. I would probably go that height only because you want it to be bigger than your Lego man, because your walls are going to need to come up to here so that your Lego man can't be seen behind the walls, otherwise they kind of wouldn't really work. So actually, I've now changed my mind, I'm actually going to go 8 high. So we're going to do that. One more. Like that. And I'm going to do that for all 4 corner towers. So I do realise that not everyone's going to have hundreds and hundreds of 2x4 bricks, so the ones with 8s on the top. So there's a couple of different ways you can make this these towers instead. So this is our base that we've started with. So you can make 2 towers of, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Put them on like this. So that's going to give you your height. And then on top, you can make one of these. So all I've done here is taken these, laid them out the same as the base, so like that, like that, and like that, and then I've just overlapped, doing the same process as if we were making the whole tower, but just to make one piece to go on top of the tower. So we go on top like that, and you can make them all like that. That's one different way of doing it. It uses a lot less bricks. Another way you can do it is by using these pieces with 4 on top. If you want to use some of these and you've got a lot more of these than you do the 8s, and save the 8s for something else, is if you put one of these, so this is a pile of 5, 1 on each corner, like that. They'll act as pillars, and then just like in that other video we've just done, if you make another one of these, so overlap them, that can just sit nicely on top like that, and that will also make your towers. So you can make all 4 towers like that. So that's 3 different options, different ways of doing it. Right, so we're going to have a look at making the archway now, so where the gate would be. The reason we've kept the Lego person there is so we can make sure the entrance is tall enough for that person to make it through. So we need to make the walls as high as his head first, and the way we're going to do that is the same way we looked at doing this. So we're going to be overlapping the bricks. So you want to start with a brick that connects these 2 together, like that. and that'll leave you a nice space on either end to put one of these pieces like that, and like that, and then another piece in that gap. And you're going to do the same again, apart from you're going to bridge these two pieces together, connect these two pieces, put these back pieces, and like that, and then you're going to do the same this way. And I'm just going to go all the way across on this one, like that, as long as you are connecting the bricks like this, then it's always going to be strong. Look, if I can do a push test, it's strong, it's not going to fall apart. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Until we get to the height of our little Lego person's head. So let's put another layer. Do it the same way. So just did that. And now is when the arch needs to start coming up and over. So we're going to have a look at how we're going to do that. There's two different ways that I'm going to show you that we could do this. Obviously there's loads of different ways you could technically do this, but I'm going to look at two different ways. So the easiest way to do it would be like this. So to take a brick and to have it overhang like that, and the same on the other side, and then the same at the back, to go like that. Then you would get another brick and attach it there, and another one on the other side like that. So we're basically like making stairs because we're stepping up to it, and then the same until they meet in the middle, and then this is the slightly trickier part, which is connecting them without it all falling apart. We push that down like that, and the same like that. So that is the, I would say, the easier way to do it. And then obviously we would carry on our walls, and I will show you another way of doing it now. So let's take this off, try not to break the whole thing. So the second way, which is the way I would prefer to do it, but it is slightly trickier, is like this. So take a piece and you're going to go sideways like this. So we'll have it lengthways, sorry, instead of like this. So like that. Another one on the other side. Then we're going to take another piece and put it halfway on this piece. This is where it's tricky because you need to be really careful when you're putting it on. And you need to hold on to both pieces like that. Same on the other side. And we're going to keep on building it up like that. Like that. You can see there I nearly had mine fall off. And then one more. This is quite a fiddly bit to do, and I can almost guarantee that this bit will end up falling off at some point when you're trying to make it. And then they line up in the middle, and in the middle we put one brick like that to join it, and that makes your archway. Now that is a much harder way of doing it, however it can be a little bit more effective in terms of the way it looks. I do really much prefer this way of doing it, but the other way does look good as well too. So I'm going to stick with that way for this one. Right, so I'm going to finish building up the walls now. Now because of the way I've done this, I'm going to have to do something a little bit funny with the walls. So I'm going to go across, bridge them, make sure they're strong, and then here I'm going to put a piece like this. And the funny thing is, or a little strange thing I have to do, is leave a little gap there. And that's because I'm trying not to use pieces that are 6 on top, because I don't have any in this colour. So you could just put 6s in there, so the ones that are 3x2s, and that'll be absolutely fine. But I'm choosing not to because I don't want to use a different colour basically. But you can, by all means, not leave a gap there. but I'm not too worried. Actually, I'm going to make the gap there instead. Not really for any particular reason. I just think it might look cooler there than next to that. And then I'm going to put the pieces across the top like that. You'll notice that I'm starting to run out of brown pieces, which is why I'm putting a lot more of the beige pieces in. Although actually there's still quite a lot there. Oops. If I didn't drop them on the floor, I'd have even more. Going. And we're going to have the same thing here, so we're going to have another gap. I would suggest keeping the gap in the same place. So I'm going to have the gap there again. Same on this side. Oops. With it being a castle as well, it would have slits for firing out arrows, so we could pretend that these are for that and not that it's because I don't want to use certain bricks. So that's a good little excuse for why we've got holes in it. Right. Same on this side. Now we're up to the same height as our towers. So before we start connecting up all the sort of walkways across the top, we're going to fill in these back and side walls. I'm going to show you a way of doing it that uses slightly less bricks. So if you don't have loads of these bricks, you can do it in this way and it should sort of save you on a few bricks. So what you're going to do is you're going to leave gaps basically, but the wall will still be solid. So we're going to leave two there, so 2 dots and put a brick down, and leave another 2 dots, put a brick down, another 2 dots, another brick, another 2, and another brick. And this still will be strong, maybe not quite as strong as if we did it a different way, but it'll still be strong. So then we're going to do this. So we're going to bridge that gap like that. So we're going to put one over the gap until we get to the end. Now this is going to have a slightly different gap here, and the same on this end. This end you're going to want to get a 4 piece and put it in there like that, and then on the way back you can do the same thing. So we're going to bridge that gap, bridge that gap, bridge that gap, and set it there, and then we're going to go back again, and all we're doing is leaving gaps like that to fill. And again on this row here we're going to need another brick with 2x2 on the top, so 4 on the top altogether. And then again we're going to bridge the gaps first at 4 like that. And then we do another layer. As you can see, nearly there, and we've probably used, I'd say maybe nearly half the amount of bricks that you'd use if you'd done it another way. And then we need another 4 piece there. And then we're going to do the last row. Now if you don't have loads of bricks and you don't think you're going to be able to do these walls on the back, then don't worry too much about them. You could possibly not have walls there, or you might have things like doors or the bigger, flatter pieces that you might be able to use like that. Just use your imagination, or you could just make walls that are not quite as high. I've gone quite high with these walls. and I'm also going to do the two sides. That I'm also going to do in a slightly different way, just so that you get an idea of the different ways that you can do walls. So this side I'm going to do a similar thing to what I've done on the back, apart from I'm going to leave gaps of just one, like that. I'm going to leave a gap, another one, leave a gap, another one like that. So that we've just got gaps of two. And then this row, the one that goes on top, is actually going to be a full row of bricks. And then the next row, we're going to leave a gap again. So put one in the middle, leave a gap, and then we've got another full row. It's just a slightly different way of doing it. It saves on a few bricks, it doesn't save on that many doing it this way. It does look quite cool actually, it does sort of fit with the whole castle theme because it's leaving little holes for archers to shoot through. So that's fine. Another full row. And our last row is going to be another. We'll leave gaps. Spin it around and do the same on this side. Middle. Going to connect now the walls to the towers, because at the moment the walls aren't actually connected to the towers, so the towers could very easily come apart. So what we're going to do is we're essentially again going to be bridging that gap, so connecting here to here, and all we're going to do is take a brick like that. Just check that that's going to work out. Right, no, it's not, so we're going to go like that, and we're going to only go onto one of the bits on the tower like that. And we're going to do the same on the other side, like that. And then I'm going to actually do that. Whilst I'm here, I'm actually just going to change this piece so that it's sticking out at the front. So I think that'll look cool, and we can maybe hang something off that and have them coming out the other side. I just like the idea of that. Gives us more options. And that's our front wall done. Onto this side. So on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to start by taking one piece and putting it in the middle like that, hanging off the end. Again, it'll firstly look cool, and also we might hang something off that later on. And then we're going to go like that, and then we're going to bridge that gap. Same on the other side. And bridge that gap there. And we'll go on to this side and do exactly the same. Got our piece in the middle hanging off. And we can start going either way.
all just to use that back piece. Just because I don't think I've already got one in. We won't worry too much there. And then we're going to do the back. I haven't worked out the back yet. I think it's going to need to be different. I think we're going to have to swap this. This is where you have to work it out as you go along sometimes. I'm going to do that. So bridge the same way we've done it on all of the other walls. And we'll just do that. Go across and see where we get to. There might be a little bit of a gap in the middle. Yeah, so there's a gap before, and what we're going to do is we're going to have one stick out like that in the same way. So all the walls now are connected to the towers, and all the towers are pretty sturdy now. Right, now we need to finish off the tops of the towers. Make these towers get wider at the top, and the way we're going to do that is by having the bricks, excuse me, overlap. So instead of putting it straight on top like that, we're going to have it hanging off like that. So we're only going to put it on 3 of the dots, so it's hanging over the edge. And then next to it, we're going to do the same, like that. On this side, we're going to do the same, like that. And then the same in this gap here. And this is where we need one of our 4 pieces to go on that edge there, so that it's twice as thick. And then we're actually going to make it too high. So we're going to overlap these 2 bricks. When I say too high, I don't mean like, oh no, it's too high. I mean too high as in twice as high. And overlap that. Overlap that. Do the same there. Where are we going to leave? Yeah, leave the same there. Same there. Like that. And we're going to do the same as that on every single tower all the way around. So you will need one 4-piece for each one. So for this one, you're still going to need one 4-piece, and it's going to go there. Same thing there. Going around. Need more bricks. In fact, this one you need 2 4 bricks. One there, one there. We're going to link them up. Like that. The same for the other 2 as well, and then we'll get back on video. Last step, so pretty much our last step, is to put battlements on the top of all of the walls. Now I don't have pretty much any, or anywhere near enough pieces that are 4 on top to be able to do the battlements in the colour that I'd like. So I'm going to do them in red and white, because I've got quite a lot of pieces like that. So on the tops of these, you're going to want to put a Lego piece in the corner of each one. I'm going to go with red in the corners. Same on all 4 corners. And then I'm going to go with white in between them. You don't need to put one in these gaps here, and I'm not going to, because that would be where my Lego people would want to get into the towers, so I'm not going to worry about that. And same with here, and here. Oh, actually, they don't need to be there either. Put one there, and there, and then we need to do the front of the wall and the backs of the wall. So I'm going to go with, I've haven't worked this out, so we will have to just play this one right here. We do that. So I am going to hang them off like that. Oh, that's a very fun coloured one. It's been out in the sun for too long. It's started to turn a very strange yellow colour. I'm not very happy with that, so actually I'm going to move them all along one and hope that this works out. Right. And then in the middle, I'll have one red one. That's better. I'm going to do the same on all of the sides. And it goes white. Don't know whether or not I've actually got enough of these bricks to do this, but we'll soon find out. Not to worry if we don't. That side doesn't quite work. Still looks pretty good. Oh, we've run out of red ones. I've got some more down here, I think. Go in the middle, and that for the battlements on our castle. I'd also like really to, on this front, do the other side. I don't know if I have enough white bricks, if I'm honest, so I might just leave it like that for now. There's definitely a couple of other things I think we need to add, but I might do those in another video. I think I'm going to leave that castle there like that. I'll give you a better view of what it looks like finished. Okay, so if you've enjoyed having a go at building a Lego castle, now it might not look exactly like this, it might look completely different to this, however, as long as you've enjoyed it and you've learned something new, then we're on to a winner, aren't we? So, if you have any ideas for other Lego video tutorial videos, please ask your parents to send me them and I'll see if I can do them. So until next time, keep on building.